Somatic sorcery. I used to think, what is this sorcery? Seriously. Um, when I hear the term polyvagal theory and then like all the words, all the terminology, my mind just wants to go, interested. I've read and read and read and tried to learn this material for 2 years. And I think it wasn't until Somatic Sorcery took all the information and distilled it that I'm like, oh, I get that. I wouldn't be the practitioner I am without this modality. And Lexi and Joe are going to explain to you why that is.
Yes, we are. Somatic sorcery was a beast to create, in the sense that, like you're saying, this is such a dense and important topic matter. And I feel like it's, we don't take any of our courses lightly, but especially when we're talking about being trauma informed and the nervous system, and it's very sensitive material. And so how do we present it in a way that does it justice and also is honoring Tabwoo's approach to things? And so it took a lot of, just being able to distill this, again, very, very, very comprehensive subject matter into a very potent form that was going to be easily digestible, but again, still very comprehensive. So when you're going through it, you are really adept at navigating this material, because you have to be, if you are going to be working with yourself and clients with the nervous system. So there is so much that we dive into inside of this experience, and it just goes so much beyond, I think, like typical courses that talk about this subject matter. And so we're really, really proud of what we've created inside of this.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge to take so much information, try and distill it into what it is, and really make sure that we were hitting all of the important parts and not missing anything, and making sure that we were just really being as inclusive as we possibly could, but also, creating something that was additionally like dynamic as well and very different from what else is out there. And I just remember sitting thinking about the practicums and thinking like, I just don't know, like there's so much good stuff. And I know I was really stubborn about, in particular, in a relationship focusing, because I think it's such an important aspect of that inner world and exploring that, and really being able to just sit with what is without analyzing or explaining or having a conversation about it, but just being able to de-identify and become more observational of what's really going on inside of us, and also being able to name the sensations and the emotions. And even when we can't do that, even when it feels elusive and we're not really sure what's going on inside of us, to just be able to be with it.
Yeah, totally. And one other thing I want to say too is I think that a lot of people who teach on this, they do it in their own way, which is great, but a lot of the information is actually like incorrect. And the way that people explain polyvagal theory and the way that the autonomic hierarchy can get like mixed up or misrepresented, again, it's very comprehensive, so it's easy to mistake things. But we went through this in painstaking detail to make sure that like everything was so clearly laid out, and we talked about like where other materials might get it wrong, so to speak, and what to look out for, and like why it actually is this way, even though if you look it up online, you'll see it presented in all these other ways. And I think that can be really confusing too, because so many people come in with having done their own kind of like self-research around it, and that's great and beautiful, but there are pieces that can be missing. And so I think that this really fills in the gaps substantially and presents things also in beautifully visual representations and graphics to really land it and bring the plane. What's it? Land the plane, bring it down, just bring it home. So yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful course.